down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
Hey, you tuned back in, all right. Part 2 of the fundamentals of a successful business. You got to go back and listen to, if this is your first episode, hey, welcome to the club. Welcome to the party. You tuned in to the Savvy Radio Show. Bing, bing, boom, boom. My name is VanCauwenbergh. I am your radio host / somebody, somewhere, something. Anyway, I met this individual through a friend over the phone, and they're coming on the radio show, ASAP Ricky, and I got their PowerPoint, his PowerPoint, and it's bomb, and I'm on the second phase, but it goes into really deep questions on how are you running your business? Can your business run without you? They have these 4 disciplines he mentioned. His name is Martin Anneal, Anneal. So Google the cat up. You got guidance, customers, production, and administration. And so guidance was the first discipline. Bang, bang. Which we talked about vision. You got to have a vision. Me personally, my vision was not in line with my goals, or my goals weren't in line in my vision. You got to make sure you clarify that. And then the second discipline is customers, which is the lifeblood of your business. And you got to make sure your customers are happy, even if it's a seller of a property or a realtor. And now we're on the third discipline. And if you haven't studied Edward Deming, you should go into the Deming method. It is this thing about production and management, and the Chinese adopt, and there's an award called the Deming Award. And it's one of my first management books that I read when I first got into business, moons ago. But you cannot manage what you do not measure. Ooh, let that sink in. That's where you need to be today. You can't measure your properties, right? I mean, you can't manage what you do not measure. So many real estate investors that I know that don't know how much money they're making per unit. They know that they're making X amount per month, but one of those units may be taking even more profit because you have not measured it. You've got to break out each individual property and see if it could sustain on its own without it. So it's little micro islands. Make sure Edward Deming, the legend, Google his name up, Deming, Deming, fascinating guy, made huge records in the Asian community, and then he's from the United States, and then we just now adopted him. He's been 50 years strong as a management guru. But you cannot manage what you do not measure. Make sure you measure. Now we're on to production, perform, delivery, efficiency, management, basically, consistency, workflow, systems, bang, bang, quality, R&D, and is one of the most, and constraints. What's holding you back? Okay. Systems. Will you hire or fire an employee in the new future? Okay, do you need a specific employee? Are they performing at the level that you need to be performing them? How do your employees know what to do? Do you have a manual? Do you have a systems and policies and procedures? I mean, I have a manual for every little thing you can think of. If we have an eviction, boom, we have an eviction process. How do we take money? How do we vet tenants out? You got to have a process. But if you disappear tomorrow, could someone behind you follow that plan? How do we deliver consistent quality on time and at profit? Is it consistent every time, or is it just a circus going on in your office? Could you leave your business for 30 days and come back and make more money than you did when you left, right? So there's a spoke of management. You're in the center. Then there's banking, marketing, hiring, inventory, vendors, legal, website, and bookkeeping. So you've got to delegate these items over to a manager, okay? You are the guidance in each individual area. The customers, productions, and admin is under your team. And then under there are the systems. And we'll let Martin elaborate on that coming up soon. So your production tasks, write down the things you do. Like every time I hire a virtual assistant, I mean, every time I hire anyone, it does not matter what industry, what place, I write it down exactly what I'm saying to them. If I'm moving too fast, I have this little $20 recorder that I turn on. And if you want to know what that recorder is, let me know. And I record the conversation and then I transcribe it and then I send it to my general manager and then we make an outline from there. We never duplicate. I mean, we never go back or retrain someone. We try to touch it one time. I love that, again, from Kiyosaki. And again, he's all on my mind. But he goes, I wrote the book one time and it yields forever. I wrote the manual one time on evictions and it runs itself. Now, yeah, there's some like legal documents have changed over time, but the process is the same, and I never have to think. So I can go on with my business. I don't retain that unnecessary information, so I can do what I do best. Create and record a system. Like I said earlier, we do videos. We do the video one time, and that's it. We can VAs disappear like candy, right? You got candy on the table, my child. It's gone. That's a VA in my mind. I love VAs. I have some that have been working with me for years. I have some that have been working for me for a day, and then they disappear. Or as soon as I start liking this specific VA, it just happens. They go somewhere else, or their life changes. But I know when I write out the video, when I do the text that I wrote out, I know that I can hire another VA. And for fun, I test it all the time. I'll write out the instructions one time, and I'll hire 3 different VAs, and I'll just see how it responds and what questions that come back to me, and then I'll apply those new questions in the document, and then I never have to think about it again. When you train someone, an employee, you're creating a system. And so it's valuable. Don't waste time when you're training someone, how to process a contract. It's that one time. It could sustain forever. Make sure when you sit down with someone, you teach them anything, it's a system. The key production concepts, you have this process, a purpose set out for the instructions to accomplish the task. Then you have training, teaching your team to execute the process and stick with the process. Delegation, handing off responsibility for the process to your team with confidence. On versus in. You can never improve when all your time is spent working in the business. And you know this. You've got to read, Gerber. I think his name is Michael Gerber, right? The E-Myth. It's a phenomenal book. Maybe we should do that on the book club. But anyway, don't work in the business, work on the business. Now, if you're self-employed, you might have to work in the business for a while, maybe 10 hours a week, no more than 20 in my mind. But the other 20 hours is on the business and creating systems. You've got to create a system and knowing that you're going to receive mailbox money. That should motivate you to get the ball rolling. I remember, man, I'm telling you, systems is an anal detail thing, and it drove me crazy. But what got me going to finish strong was I know that I only have to do it one time and one time only. So fight through the pain, VanCauwenbergh, and just do the damn thing. Do the damn thing. Just when you write this system one time, that's it. I even have a system on how I write books. Do the damn thing, do it one time, and then you follow it and tweak it as you go. The fourth discipline, administration. Okay, the final one. Without it, merchants would have not rest on their minds, would always be troubled. I don't know, that's some quote that the dude had in there. So administration, you got cash flow, hiring and firing, IT, email, website, legal, books, payables, payroll, insurance, bookkeeping, taxes, and licensing, and so much more. And that's admin, okay? So, I think the success of my business is based on that I have a phenomenal admin. And, I call her the general manager. She's an administration assistant, whatever you want to call this individual. And I don't know if I talked about this before, but there's a phenomenal book called Rocket Fuel, Bang, Bang. You got to have an integrator and you got a visionary. So if you just got 2 people in your deal, one of them is an integrator, one is a visionary. If you both were visionaries, you or her, whatever, you're going to go nowhere. You got to have someone that's going to execute, and that's your administration. You got to have proper books. Accounting, bang, is a critical mass to your business. The reason why you're failing is you don't have accurate books. Are you making money? What do you own? What do you owe? What is left for me? Where did my cash go? And what should I do? You've got to be constantly thinking about the bottom line. Where are we going? Can we scale? Can we grow? Can we move? It shouldn't be obsessive. It should just be like health, like food. Like, what am I eating today? Oh, I eat too many chips. I kind of have to make an adjustment. That's like your business. If you do not measure it, you cannot manage it. If you do not measure it, you cannot manage it. Without management, everything that happens to you is an accident. Come on, Martin. Way to go, Daddy. Without management, everything that happens to you is an accident. Man, I'm just going to have to marinate on that page. I'm telling you, finishing these slides. Here's a cycle of a business. This guy's got a great slide here, too. Maybe we could put these out online. If you're interested in these slides, let me know. The cycle of a business. Debt or investment, cash, assets, sales, margins, profit, more cash, start over. You invest, you get cash, you buy assets, you get sales, you got margins, profits. That's the cycle of the business. And now we're going to have to get to that page when Martin gets on the radio. If you make a profit but don't have cash, there are only 4 possible reasons. Where's all your cash, homie? Number 1, you haven't been paid yet. Number 2, you spend it on assets or repaying debt. You took it for draws. And number 4, somebody else took it. The IRS. You've got to be dialed in on your bookkeeping, on your taxes. Like, I just had a conversation about to roll this one out. The guy's been working an employee for 10 or 15 years. They put him on contract. I was like, whoa, buddy, make sure you prepare for your pull out your taxes since you're 1099, end of the year taxes, quarterly taxes. A lot of people get paid. He's making more money than he would normally make, and that's the reason why. But I gave him a tax strategy. I was like, since you own some rental property, maybe you should be a real estate professional, and you're in a totally different tax bracket, and you can write off different tax incentivized deductions. But you might want to get with your accountant or your bookkeeper or whoever you're dealing with to make sure that you qualify as a real estate professional, and which is you have to clock in so many hours as a professional. Some administration tasks. Look for reserve on the last month's bank statement. If no reserve, determine why. Why aren't you having some reserves? You got to have some reserves. I wouldn't say savings, because we don't save. We spend money to make money. But you got to have some sort of reserves and determine why. Why don't you have money at the end of the month? No profit, haven't been paid yet. You spent it. You took it. Start keeping, I'm telling you, keeping detailed books. I believe that my business has excelled is because we monitor, we measure it, and we make the key decisions to move on and grow our business. The key administration concepts: food, water, and oxygen. If profit and sales were food and water, cash would be the oxygen. You couldn't survive without it. Come on. Profit versus cash. The purpose of business is to turn your cash into more cash. If you stop a profit, you're dead. I read this somewhere, and you probably know where this is at, but money in your pocket is like little army men. They're working for you, or women. They're making money all the time. When I spend $1, is it going to come back to me, or I'm never going to see it again? I want to deploy my cash to make more cash with it. You haven't received it yet. You made a profit, but your customers haven't paid you. That is the number one thing as small entrepreneurs. They forget to invoice, or they're slow to invoice, or they're a month behind. That's why I love Square. And I just set people up on auto invoicing, and if they don't pay, hey, see you later, alligator. I don't have to think about it because I don't want to think about it. And when you think you should be thinking about it is when you're failing. It's got to be automatic. It's got to be a discipline. When people don't pay you, they're taking money out of your baby's mouth. Get used to charging people and get used to billing them and getting your money ASAP. You already spent it. You use the money to pay for non-expense items. You can't do that. You got to be strategic on your paying, on your spending. Where is it going, and when can I deduct it, or can I deduct it? And you need to know that, and you need to be on top of that. You took it. You took the money and draw from your business. Is that okay? Is that the goal? One more thing it says on here. Chase 2 rabbits, chase none. That's a Chinese proverb. You can't chase 2 things. You got to focus on one. If you want to be successful at one thing or anything, you got to choose it and run with it. Review mindset. Accept, decide, act your attitude and your beliefs, and identify your goals. Here's the 4 things in review. You got guidance, customers, production, administration. The 4 fundamentals. Guidance, the vision, the culture, and the purpose of a business, implementing it by you, the leadership. Number 2, customers, attracting, getting more opportunities to produce and deliver. Production, delivering on what your business promised, and marketing and sales. And the final, administration, recording and reporting, and compliance to provide the tools necessary to run your business. So think about it. What'd you learn today or these last 2 episodes? What stands out of your head today, and can you apply this right now? Where are you deficient? I told you earlier on the last episode, man, my goals weren't in line with my vision. Actually, I didn't even have a vision. And one of my great coaches that are under me that coaches some great people, Matt Blagg, phenomenal. He's like, man, you got to do your vivid vision. And I'm like, I taught you that, and I am a hypocrite, and I haven't done it. And I'm on it right now. As of today, I'm working on my vivid vision. Where am I going? What does it look like? What do I want it to be like? Work on your vision. Make sure they're in line with your goals. Set your goals and that they're aligned. So all this material that I covered these last 2 episodes are from a man, Martin Anneal, ANNEALBC.com. Here's his email, Martin, MARTIN @ANNEALBC.com, 405-641-1928. He's a international, I guess, or business coach. I don't know if he's international, but he's international in my mind because we're on the radio waves here. But 405-641-1928. Tell him that Steve VanCauwenbergh sent you. This dude's got a lot of sick articles on his website, a lot of material that got me motivated, that got me to get up out of my chair from reading on a weekend on Sunday to slide into the closet to knock out these 2 podcasts. Go to his website. Let him know that the Savvy sent you. www.ANNEALBC.com. ANNEALBC.com. Hopefully this helps you. Let me know where you're struggling. Let me know if you want to be on the radio show. I would love to help you in any way I can. I'm trying to help you right now. We got the Savvy Boot Camp coming up. And this is the type of material that we're giving out. We're not just trying to get you to come to the boot camp and upsell you. Nope. We're trying to make you grow. I think the more that I pour into people, the more they're going to pour into me, and the more we're going to make the ball move, and we're going to grow together. Not everybody can get every deal, right? But if you contribute to give more, I love Zig Ziglar. The more you help other people, you will receive. If you want to become a millionaire, help someone else become a millionaire. I want you to be successful at the magnitude that you want to be. Go to thesavvybootcamp.com, SAVVYBOOTCAMP.com. We'll come into your city right now, Chattanooga, maybe Oklahoma City. But I don't know. I haven't really read those classes, but we're going to be in Rockford, Illinois in about 40 days or less. And then, my favorite city, Chattanooga. And I'd love to meet with you. It's an intimate thing, roughly around 10 to 15 to 20 people. This is not get as many people as we can. We want to make authentic relationships and help each other grow our businesses.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at SavvyRadioShow.com. Connect on Twitter @LandlordBook and always be buying assets.